Hello everyone. The title of this video is The Best Antivirus is No Antivirus at All. I'm going to show you a Trojan that's been talked about, which they probably put a virus into it called the Zeus Trojan, which is here on my desktop. You can actually see it says that it's published by Adobe Systems Incorporated. And what this Trojan actually does is steals banking, tries to steal banking information and stuff off your computer so they can drain your bank account. And the sickest thing about it is I was reading somewhere online that they believe this Zeus cyber gang organization, which I believe is, of course, based out of Russia, is taking in about $1 million a day in stolen money. Huge federal offense. But here's the even scarier part. Let me go over here to Virus Total. I just uploaded this contacts.exe. And just to show you how you cannot trust antivirus. AVG doesn't detect it. A bunch of antivirus programs don't detect it. Microsoft Security Essentials doesn't detect it. Komodo doesn't detect it. McAfee doesn't detect it. Kaspersky does, but a lot of antiviruses do not detect this. In fact, most don't, only 17%, 7 out of 41. So what does this mean? Well, it means you can't trust your antivirus, and that's one of the reasons that I don't even run antivirus on this machine, simply because I don't think it's a very effective security solution. Now, I'm not telling you guys to all go out tomorrow and delete your antivirus, remove it, but make sure you don't fully trust it. It should be one security mechanism out of a layer of security mechanisms for the average user, simply because it's not that effective. As you can just see, the detection ratio is ridiculously low for this. And that's why there's, I believe, 3.5 million computers now in the Zeus botnet. And they're getting their bank accounts drained. So let me tell you about some of the things I do use. I use Sandboxy. I use ThreatFire. And of course, one of the things I love about Sandboxy is I can run anything sandbox. So if I was a little suspicious about this executable, I could right-click it and hit Run Sandboxed. And you're about to see my second line of defense. And both of these take up way less RAM and stuff than antivirus. And you can see here we got an alert. This is what's known as PC Tools ThreatFire. And it sees this egvi.exe trying to make changes to my computer. I can even hit File Activity Details, which I really like, and see what it's trying to do to my computer. And it will not let this file proceed until I allow it to. Or I can kill it at any time and hit Proceed. And as you can see, the Zeus Trojan has now been killed. So it wouldn't even probably work with this. But this is a host intrusion prevention system. They have a free version of this, ThreatFire. I really like it. You can turn the setting sensitivity levels up to whatever you want. 3 is the default. Not a bad tool. I like it much. It's way more preventative, which I always prefer. And I like it because, unlike antivirus, which is constantly a cat and mouse game of virus definitions versus the new malware that's out there, this tells me just the behavior of the file. Then, of course, I have other videos on Sandboxy. I love Sandboxy. I think it's the #1 security tool, if I had to pick one, because it virtualizes your browser and avoids drive-by issues. And then the third and final tool that I use is just this PC Tools Firewall, which, you know, is nice. I like it better than the Komodo Firewall. I used to like Komodo Firewall better. Now, on an industry level, if I were running a network, I still wouldn't use antivirus. One thing you can do is just type in gpedit.msc on most Windows 7 versions, and I actually have the script here on my desktop. Run this as administrator. And you can create a software whitelist for free by going to Windows Settings, security settings, and software restriction policies. Now, you should have good software restriction policies to try to avoid things like the Zeus Trojan on your network. If you are a network administrator, you should never let these kind of files even run. You should also block ports, of course, and stuff, and on unneeded internet services and Windows Firewall. And the biggest thing that I still notice users doing, and most just don't know, is using a standard user account. This is if I could pick one thing to help protect you guys, it's to create a standard user account. As you can see, I'm currently in a standard user account. Don't use the administrator account unless you have to, because if you just get a drive-by download or something, it has a way better chance of more seriously affecting your system if you're in an administrator account versus a standard user account. And of course, the last rule is never run something as an administrator if it's asking for administrator access, unless you know what it is. So if you see this prompt that looks like, you know, that you always see when you run something as administrator, unless you know what it is that's trying to gain administrator privileges, don't run it. It's silly. I don't know why people do that. I mean, I do know why. It's because they're not educated about this stuff. But anyway, now granted, I know user account control in Windows, everything is supposed to be running as standard user, even if you are using an administrator account. But they've found weaknesses in this, so I still say, while this is a great security improvement for Windows, I still say use a standard user account. So anyway, just more proof, though, that antivirus doesn't work. I don't run antivirus. I don't think it works. It slows down your computer a lot. Zeus Trojan, right here, not even detected by most conventional antivirus. And the reason for that being is because the people that are making $1 million a day off this, they keep recompiling it. They keep recompiling the source to binaries 2 or 3 times a day, I was reading. So what happens is as soon as this signature that the antivirus companies use in this gets indexed, the malware writers just change it a little bit and recompile it again. They just keep changing the binaries, so it isn't detected. So don't trust what your antivirus is telling you completely. You could still have malware for many reasons, and also, of course, use some of the tools and techniques I talked about. That'll really help. And yep, and this was recently reported about in the news. Basically, a variant of the Zeus Trojan virus, now you could call it, was being spread through IRS emails, where people were getting IRS emails that the IRS wasn't sending, and probably told you to download some attachment or go to some website or whatever. So anyway, this is Austin. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you have any questions, and over and out. Thank you so much.